I went from 0K per month to 313K made in 9 months, and it was all because of the ecosystem that I built myself. And in this video, I have taken an extract from a mastermind that I hosted with 15 coaches and consultants, where I talked about the whole ecosystem and every little bit of that structure that allowed me to generate eyeballs, turn them into converted leads, sell them on calls, and get them amazing results. So in this video, I'm gonna give to you the whole source of the system that you need in order to scale your coaching and consulting business, every little tip you need within that system, and the system as a process and how to implement it into your business. So if you stick around for this whole mastermind, you'll get hundreds of thousands or thousands worth of value of the people that paid to go to that mastermind, and you'll have the whole ecosystem and knowledge to scale your business. So stick around, and in the comment section, please just leave a comment on what you found was the most useful, or if you have any questions, and I'll be going through and personally answering every single one of them. Let's get into it. People know what a funnel is and they don't want to be in one. So the way I think about this now, as opposed to a linear relationship, which is top to bottom, I believe in a circular ecosystem, and I've seen that from what I've done. And the way that I do that is connecting up this whole ecosystem. So anyone who asked about lead gen, personal brand, booking calls, YouTube value lifestyle, this is going to solve that, which is basically the way that I set my system up. And this is going to be the most fun diagram to draw ever. But I have eyeball generation, and then I send them over to YouTube. Don't worry, I'll move out the way in a second. And that is like, there's going to be a lot more that I draw on this in a second, but the first principles of this whole system is you cannot sign high ticket clients off short form content unless you absolutely explode and you are like, you've got high engagement rates. It is possible, don't get me wrong, it is possible, but the safe way to sign high ticket clients is to get them watching as much of your content as possible. And the way you do that is you generate eyeballs, which is Instagram and TikTok, and then you send them to long form, and then you send them back to eyeball content, so they get constant reminders of who you are, and then you just get them going round and round. And I call this the trust building ecosystem, but effectively, the only reason we do this is because I believe that people don't trust people enough when they come. And I've sat on sales teams for people who run only short form content, and it's so much harder to sell people who have only watched short form content because they're in for you for trends and hacks and all that sort of thing.
First of all, I love that. So I was in like the 7 hour rule.
Yeah.
How to get 7 hours content, not just how to do that on Reels or TikToks. But my question is maybe you're going to listen to those ads we can hear the point of sales and stuff like I am literally starting running meta ads for engagements over the weekend. Do you know what I mean? And I have a point of setter. I'm just wondering, I'm sure you touch on it, where having a point of setter, goal outreach, and also maybe layering in meta ads to kind of see the charts.
Yeah, love that. I'm going to fully pass to these guys for the ads work because they are literally setting up my ads now. So I'm in learning phase on that part, and I won't pretend to talk about what I don't know. But so cold outreach is a massive part of this system because cold outreach brings people into here.
And then one question I know you again be addressed side. A lot of YouTube videos where you conduct the macro email lists, balancing, prioritizing, growing lists versus actually making a direct offer.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's really good. I'm going to write that down there because I love that. So for most people in the room, I believe email lists are not worth it because of the fact that you simply do not have enough people coming through your funnel to make it work. Like I ran an email list from maybe August to October, and I was getting decent views, not amazing views, and I was getting decent leads, and I was getting 1 or 2 people sign up to my email every day off organic. And it was like, okay, great. There's obviously massive benefits having email. You take them off of platforms that other people own. But I've seen people who send out a weekly email or maybe even a bi-weekly email, and they've got like 25 people on that email. And it's like half of them are their mum and their mum's friends, and like they're not their ICP, and it's an 80-20, and I believe it's a massive waste of time. I'm not saying email isn't good. I think email is great, but with a certain demand. Like now I'm setting up ads and I'm chucking loads more eyeballs in. It makes more sense to get emails. Exactly. So, but the biggest problem we have right now is this arrow going in to increase the number in this system. And then what I do is I actually bring people out into an email flow and get them coming around to a call as well.
So I completely agree with you on the email front. One thing that I like your opinion on essentially is my mentor he encourages email newsletters, but obviously in the context of having a bigger audience, I think it's completely right.
Sure.
It doesn't make sense to do it. That's more audience. But when you think about using emails for like a prequel sequence, where you have like 8 emails where you
Yeah. Amazing. I love it. I just have not done it. And what I've done instead is I can actually just basically, so if we talk about this, so I'll explain how I get people out of this system, but effectively everyone comes out of this system and they go into a demo call and then they go into a closing call. And you're talking about basically what to send them during this, right? So the two things that I do, which we're tweaking around a bit now, but the two things that I do, and this singular asset is hilarious because firstly, it sold me hard into a 10K program, and also is unbelievable. Testimonials and a pre-sale asset. So I'll go for the pre-sale asset first. The biggest problem, I'm sure you guys, if you've had an offer or if you're jumping on sales calls, is you spend half the goddamn sales call just explaining what you do and what you're gonna do for someone. It is such a waste of time. A waste of time, but B, if someone comes onto a sales call and they don't know who you are or they don't know what you do specifically, they need more time to process that information. They need to be like, okay, so like Ben goes on to, like Ben helps you with closing, but like, what's he gonna do? What's it gonna look like? In this pre-sale asset, I make a 15-minute video that is a marketing document that goes through every single thing that I do as a program. So they get, it's structured like, this is the outcomes you'll get, this is the format, this is phase 1, this is phase 2, this is phase 3. And then at the end of that, they watch that 15-minute video and they come to the call and they're like, yeah, I have no questions. I know exactly what it's like working with you.
What's your ultimate rating?
100%. I make sure every single person has watched that video. Because I text them and I say, have you watched the video? And then every single person I ask in the closing call, have you watched that video?
So you only get on the call then if they watch the video?
Correct. That is a fun, people are not allowed on calls, and I've sat on calls with people. I had 2 people this week, or 2 people in the last 2 weeks who did not watch the video. And I said, all right, cool. Let's open the video and let's watch it. And we watched it together for 15 minutes.
One thing, do you think you can be a little bit more specific about what's inside that?
Sure.
That 15 minutes?
Sure. So it's a marketing document, to be very clear. And Ben loves me when I say this because we said it on a call the other day. It's a marketing document. And what you want to do is you want to convey, and obviously we're all in this space because we think we're good at what we are and we are good at what we're doing, right? So you want to convey that you have the perfect roadmap for someone to take your ICP from the state they don't want to be in to the state that they want to be in. So all you are doing in that document is saying there are X number of phases that I'm going to take you through in order to get to that. So like mine is like, I'm going to sort your offer out. I'm then going to sort out your outbound lead generation. I'm then going to sort out your YouTube. It's like different phases after phase, right? And so it starts off with like, this is the basic outline of the program. I literally on that video, if it's a 15-minute video, I spend 2 minutes talking about tangible things that they're going to get from my program. And I spend 13 minutes selling the dream. And it's not like, I don't think it's immoral because I believe that they're going to get that dream. That's the exact reason why I have my program. I love the phrase, and anyone who's been in closing will know this. Don't sell the plane ticket, sell the holiday. And that's all I do is I'm selling the holiday. People don't care if they have 2 hours with me, they have 10 hours with me. If people start asking that, and this is almost getting into like the closing objections, if people start asking that, they're not sold on the dream. And that marketing document is all about talking about the dream. Someone comes away from that video and they've watched the dream.
basically it's like in other words, it's like a VSL, but like it's VSL like this.
No. So a VSL, this is like, I've made this on a Google document.
That's the next question I was going to ask. So
Yeah.
it's nothing like you're not going to Genesis and part of big fancy.
Yes.
You're saying, hey, listen, here is the inside secret of how we actually
Mhm.
should done.
Yes, exactly.
And is that the offer? Is that the full, basically full offer document?
The whole thing. It's an offer document.
Sure,
Yeah,
you walk through the offer document
for sure. And
emphasizing the B point. Yeah.
yes, yeah. So it's like, it's an offer document. It's like, you send them, I upload it to YouTube and then I keep it unlisted and I just send them the link. And it's like a little low key document where I've got a Loom video and my t-shirt's like a bit wrinkled and I'm like, oh, by the way, like this is everything that you have in the program and it's meant to reduce any sales objection.
So it's basically like, so in my case, mine starts like quite high tickets at 1.5, 3.5K a month.
Nice.
So it's another pre-selling.
Yeah.
It's very high ticket.
Yeah.
I find myself having to re-explain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I'm hearing basically, if I push an area proposal, that's basically what I'm going through.
Yeah. 100%. And that's a really good point, actually. The best way to structure that document is think about every single reason why someone might want to not join your program and make sure you talk about that in the video. There you go. Smash that out.
Would you say think about what?
Think about every objection that someone's going to have and like address it in the video. And like you can be, this is like marketing, like this is a marketing thing. So you want to be able to say to people like, I don't know, one of the things that I say, I've refilmed mine recently. And one of the things, because I'm constantly updating it, because I'm constantly hearing what people are objecting to. And one of the things that I love saying is I'm like, you're probably going to come onto the call and you can be two people. You can be someone who wants to get going, or you can be someone who wants to delay the decision. And I'm saying that in the pre-sale asset, which is like what I know someone's going to say to me on the closing call. And I'm like, I'm going to give you a pre-frame. I'm going to tell you which person do you want to be. And then for the next 2 days, they're thinking, yeah, who do I want to be when I turn up to that sales call? And honestly, people rock up on the call and I've had people close in 5 minutes because they're just like, yeah, tell me the price, let's go. And that's a good point. No price.
No price.
No price.
Getting any qualifications, or you just start speaking to everyone?
No, so that's where this comes in. So it's after I've done the qualification call. So I've worked out they're the right human being. Setter. I have a team doing that. So they do that, and then we go to that, and the asset's sent. Correct.
How's that positioned in the chat? Is that through chat or is that through?
Through call.
Yeah.
Everything.
Like, how is that framed as they book the call? Is that in DMs? Or
The closing call or
demo call?
the demo call is roadmap. So that's again marketing, but all of like Charlie Morgan, Iman Gadzi, like all of these, everything you should be doing with these calls is remove it. Like, do not call it a closing call, for example. That's a bad start. Be like, do you want to come to the closing call? Demo's obviously nice because effectively what you're kind of saying is, I've got this system. Do you want to let me walk you through it?
Yeah.
Closing, I call a roadmap call or a strategy call. And the best way that I've seen these calls run, and it is like, I've changed this in the last 2 weeks, is don't actually run it like a closing call. Actually run it like a roadmap or a strategy call. Because someone, like, if you in the first 20 minutes of the call go, okay, you have this problem, like, here's what I do for it, here's what I do for it. They're gonna, after the first 20 minutes, be like, this guy's a fucking legend. Like, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. And then it's like, you're collaborating, and then it's like, okay, great, we're collaborating. Let's take the next step and make this a permanent relationship.
And you're like, so like when they're booking the demo call, what's your percentage of demo calls booked from like direct call booking link or through DM or to like manual booking?
So this is, I can get back into the system. So I would say, I think like right now it's 100% through DMs.
Okay.
So I put my booking link in my YouTube, but I think that's a bit of a Trojan horse. Or I think that's a bit of a smoke screen, because I ask people where they've come from. They always say Instagram. I'm now setting up tracking to see if they've actually come from YouTube or if they've clicked on YouTube. But the main way that everyone books a call is through a story when they get set. So they get set from a story.
Is that call to action?
No. No. So
Okay.
let, yeah. So anyone. So basically what happens is I call this like this is the sales process. This part is the sales process, and this part is our eyeballs. So everyone here is just building up trust. Think about your ICP. They're like, they see you, then they're like, I'm gonna watch a YouTube video of Bruno, and then they see you again, and then they're gonna watch a YouTube video. They're going round and round. And the only thing or the biggest thing that I think about is two things. How can I get more eyeballs? And then how can I get them to cross this line? So I have this system set up well, but how can I get someone to cross this line to then go into being an engaged person? And there's a few ways that I do this, but the best way I found, and we've just systemized this whole system, which I can definitely get into, AI is a big thing on my mind right now. But the best way to do this is with stories, with lead magnets, and then direct CTAs. So if you imagine your ICPs going round and round like this, they're building more and more trust. They're like, Desi's an absolute killer. I want to work with Desi. All I want to do is work with Desi. She's clearly got value. She's got a great life. She's got great results for her clients. But the thing is, you guys all have, even if you have 1,000 followers, you have, we're in high ticket, right? If you have 5 people who want to pay you high ticket prices, that's a lot of money. So in any audience, you have people sitting there, you're just not giving them enough offers. You're not giving them an opportunity to get past this. And that's one of the biggest things that I say is you should be offering more ways to get across this line. I'm gonna give it a name. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but this line, getting over this line is important. Stories, Instagram stories are the best way to do that because all I'm looking for is someone raising their hand. How are they raising their hand? And the way that the absolute genius way, which is sneaky, right? But you'll probably see on my stories, I put polls up all the time. And all I do with my polls is I'm like, what problems are you struggling with? What do you do? Why is your content not working? And I ask all the questions. None of them are they're all questions about different problems so that any vote causes someone to be someone who is interested and engaged. And it works so well because you'll get on a story or a poll story, I don't know, depends what size your audience is, but you'll get a high percentage of people who view the story voting on the poll. Every single person who votes on that poll then becomes an engaged lead who's someone to cross this. That works really nicely. New hack that I've had recently, you guys might have seen, from our mastermind, that reel has blown up, which is so funny, right? And all I did on that story was I'm hosting a YouTube mastermind in London, and I just said, comment YouTube if you want to attend the mastermind. So many people commented from Australia, I have no idea why, but they all commented YouTube, and all of that shows me that they are someone who is an engaged lead. So the second thing I would do is lead magnets, but every single reel you post should have a CTA lead magnet, every single one, because it's free engagement. Because what happens is everyone who commented on that reel saying YouTube boosted it up the algorithm, and it got pumped to everyone. It got 150 comments of people saying YouTube. Every single one of them is an engaged lead, and they help the video go to more people.
Would you put that just in the caption every time?
Correct.
Script as well?
Correct. In the caption. I mean, you can put it in the script. There's nothing stopping you, but I have a rule. My VA, when she posts a video, every single video is tagged with one of 7 CTAs, and they go out there so that every video has the opportunity for someone to raise their hand and say, I'm interested in working with you. And man, I just closed someone before here for the YouTube mastermind, and he was like, mate, I saw you yesterday. I commented YouTube. I've never seen you before, but I had an automation that sent him the offer doc. And then he was like, yeah, sounds good. And just closed straight from that. And if I hadn't had that automation, it wouldn't have closed. So.
What's your volume at the minute?
Posts,
Yeah.
14 shorts, 3 YouTubes a week.
And you get your VA to do the actual manual posting?
Yeah. VA's changed my life. I'm paying 500 USD for her. She's great. $4 an hour. Very happy with that wage. And it's absolutely changed the business, getting a VA. Yeah.
Those shorts, you're manually, the liaise manually in the CapCut?
I have an editor as well. Yeah.
Question on, you mentioned your closing process. Maybe I misunderstood, so I just want to.
Sure, go.
One thing that I was doing wrong
Mhm.
past was that I had this like coach mentality, where then I started giving people like coaching advice on sales.
Mm.
And what ended up happening, and my mentor kind of corrected me, was that I would give them almost like too much of a blueprint, too much instructions.
Mm.
And they're like, oh, okay, I think I know how to do it. I'll get back to you.
Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm.
But how, because you mentioned you talk about the roadmap.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do that in my pre-sales asset.
Nice.
And then I try to keep it more like rapport,
Nice.
connection,
Nice.
etc. How does your closing call look like in regards to that?
Sure.
Is it still coaching element to it, or?
I believe I'm gonna give you an annoying answer, which is there's a balance. Because if you jump on and you're like, yeah, what are your objections? Then someone's gonna be like, well, I need a bit more of that. I need a bit more from you. Also, like, man, we're all doing personal brands. Like, your personal character is that sort of human being. And I couldn't imagine you just jumping onto a call and like just hard closing someone. Like, it would just be like, feels like you've got a personality and that's why people want to work with you. My closing calls are fairly similar to that, where I will like jump on the call trying to get to know them a bit better. What I do is I flirt with the information. So I'm like, I ask them, so for example, I'll be like, you post on YouTube? And they'll go, no. I'll be like, oh yeah, we definitely need to make sure you post on YouTube. And I'm always saying, we definitely need to do that. We definitely need to do that. We definitely do that. And they're like, yeah, like when we work together, we're gonna do that. So I kind of tell them where they need to go, but I'm not like, all right, this is when you're gonna post a YouTube video tomorrow. This is when you're gonna do that. Because otherwise you're giving a free coaching call away. And there needs to be a bit of mystery behind the program to do it. But in general, the premise, which is give away information for free, sell implementation, I think that pretty much plays out there. Thanks, man.
Just on that one quickly, are you using ManyChat as automation?
Yeah, okay, so this is my most exciting topic right now because ManyChat is the world's best thing ever. Please sponsor me, ManyChat. I have just automated my whole outbound setting. ManyChat has AI agents in it now where I don't need my setters to go into my DMs anymore. And so basically what I do, this is like, I'm gonna have to make sure I explain this right because I just implemented this 2 days ago. If anyone responds to a lead magnet, or if anyone's CTA, so CTA buying is basically like, I want 3 people to work with me. Does anyone want to work with me? There's a specific word for that. I've now automated my whole ManyChat so that someone can realistically get onto a demo call after using this, and it's going to feel like they've spoken to a real human being. It's incredible. So it's really easy to set up. Well, easy-ish to set up. And ManyChat, the biggest thing why I think that's important is because I was losing leads with lack of speed to lead. And speed to lead is like incredible because I was having people who would raise their hand here, my setter would take 20 minutes to get back to them, and then they would go off their phone, and then 3 days later, they've forgotten about it. Whereas now, I have someone who says they want one of my lead magnets, so like a resource or something, and then little do they know it, within 10 minutes, they've been given a fuck ton of value, and they're sat on a demo call with a roadmap, and not a human has touched it. So ManyChat, like the best investment you'll make. If there's alternatives, there are obviously make.com, there's all these alternatives, but for me, ManyChat's a game changer.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the demo call?
Sure.
Where do you go? What does your setter go specifically?
Sure. So before the demo call, the first thing to do is to have so I do it all on Calendly. The best thing to do with the demo call is to have a very robust set of questions that are going to show you why someone is on that call. The biggest one that I found is like, are you ready to invest? Because like, it's just, you'll get jokers who are just like, I'm not ready to invest. So I have about 10 questions on my demo call. You can all find it in my bio. So if you want to go look at what those questions are, you can. And all I'm doing on that demo call is I'm answering these questions. So it's called the BANT framework. And then I like to add a C on because I've been hit by this very hard a few times on sales calls recently. So it's BANT with a C because the C is very important. And so it's budget, authority, need, time. Do they have enough money? Are they the sole decision maker? Do they actually need this? Is it a nice to have, or is it like, I actually really want this? And then lastly is like, do they have enough? Like, is this the right time? Like, do they have exams coming up? Do they actually want to do this now? That's the important thing. And then the competition is humongous because of the fact that I've been done very recently by quite a lot of people who I get to the end, ready to close, ready to pay the money. And they're like, yeah, I'm jumped on a call with a few more coaches in the next few days, or I'm working with a few more agencies. Like, I'll get back to you on Monday. Never close after that. So are you looking at anyone else? Basically, am I the only person in your life that you're interested in right now? Are there any competitors around? That's an absolute killer of calls. So yeah.
Again, B2B question. That last the competition one, like literally last night, I was close to big IT replying at midnight. Halfway, I was like, fucking good to go. That's 2 hours beforehand.
Nice.
Wired on caffeine. Yeah, so it was typically existing. I'm like, oh, motherfucker.
No way. No way.
You're not happy with them. How do you deal with that? When, again, like in my case, I'm sure it's a lot of niches. If there's someone else that they're currently working with.
Yeah.
And I know it's different for coaching, but like, yeah, how do you deal with
Yeah.
or else if they have an existing partnership?
Mm-hmm. So firstly, I don't think it is different from coaching, because I think the great thing about high ticket services is I just go to first principles with everything, which is, why is someone not seeing the value in your program over someone else? So basically someone is like, there's a line here, and there's a line here, they're working with this person here, and to work with you is here. They might, if this is like value, even if you're up here, say you're up here, the effort to get to that is effort. So you've either not convinced them that your value is higher, so they're like, obviously I'm not going to change if I'm here, or you've not convinced them that this line is worth making the jump on. Does that like visually make sense? Yeah. So what I would say tangibly is, do you think, the way that I go through all my closing frameworks is I go, is the value here? Am I the right human being? That's a bit more coachy than it is agency, but is the value here? And financially, does this make sense for you? And I would say, do you think that it was a value thing, or do you think it was an effort thing?
I think pure entrepreneurship. The value is there. I think how we can communicate. Definitely, I close on it. Arrangement here. So I discovery call, strategy call.
Yeah.
And because I take it's probably a lead thing, because it's a good few grand, and again, there's going to be pushback. So discovery call, send social proof, strategy call, and then go through the proposal, the strategy, whatever. And then I'll start sending the pre-sale last before that. And then we send over the proposal after that and have a feedback call booked in. That makes sense. It's 3 call flows.
Yeah.
The issues is usually drop off. Any drop offs are between one send proposal and then they might go to the feedback lines.
That hurts me to hear as a process. Get rid of that process straight away. Like, and it's like I was gonna say, like, these guys are probably like that. Oh my god. Okay, so the first thing, and these guys will back me up, like it's a belief thing. Like I've closed fitness offers that are worth 8K, and people have just dropped 8K straight on the phone with me in front of them, and that's a human being out of their savings, let alone a business. As a drop in the ocean. My ticket's 8K, right? And people pay 8K to be on the phone, right? Like if they're a businessman, 3K a month, like it's a simple cost benefit equation for them. The only problem you'll have with businesses is sometimes you might not be speaking to the decision maker. You haven't qualified them properly. So you need to be on a closing call with a decision maker who goes, perfect, and then you get a contract signed on the call and you're ready to go. Again, sometimes they might not be able to just jump into their business bank account and go, this is it. A lot of them will, but I have a big contract process now when I'm working with people who are a bit more of a business operation. and you just want a contract signed on the call, and like guys, you have to leave with money paid on the call, right? It's like, or like a commitment, right? Please do.
So this process specifically, right? They've already worked with someone else. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they're going to do this
Or they booked a call with you.
So one that they came to is I run podcasts where I interview people in that niche. But we do podcasts, it's convoluted. Like we hop on a call before the podcast, and this guy specifically, he was like, I was actually like checking you out, see you guys run ads. Actually not happy with the marketing agency, that service you offer. That is. So better than that. But yeah, and we just went through exactly where
Did you show up to the call?
Sorry,
Did you show up to the call?
not the last call, but we'd already had
The
the
first one.
yeah,
Yeah.
we did podcasts together, we ran through the proposal, it was like, yeah, sounds good.
The easiest thing that to do in that particular situation is to create doubt. The reason why you're on a call with you is because you're not happy where he is. So you just need to say to him, like, what do you feel is working really well with working with X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mm.
So what do you feel like could actually improve? Oh, I feel like this needs to look Y.
Yeah,
And all you need to do then is just go deeper and deeper to the root of the real problem. Because a lot of people, when they come to the call, right, they wear a mask. Right? And the reason why Snow's been so well, which is like a big flight rule, is because he's dialed his marketing.
yeah.
So he doesn't really need to get over all those objections because right now his personal brand is dialed in.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, fuck myself, I don't need to do anymore, I need to go in with this. It's the same for us. When someone comes to a call, they're literally wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Because they don't know you that well, because he's done such a great job of obviously explaining who he is, obviously through YouTube and his IG. So you need to get them to feel comfortable. So every time they label themselves, it's like they might make a statement of like, well, I don't really have time.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
And you need to get them to explain. Because every time someone labels themselves, if you don't understand what they're doing, they're like creating like an identity to them. It's like if someone makes a statement, every time someone makes a statement, don't you get to leave that or that objection will come on the back end and you just get them to explain. So it's like for that guy specifically, it'd be like, okay, what do you feel is working well? And then what do you feel like can improve on? And as soon as he says that, well, I feel like this can improve. You ask him what's going well, so you get him to feel good about working that person. It's like, oh, cool. What could actually be improved, obviously, with that person? Because they're with you for a reason.
yeah.
And then you just go deeper and deeper and deeper and you get to the root of it.
So good, man. Thanks for sharing. Love it. So good.
I have two questions.
Please go.
So for the getting eyeballs in the equation, is it then not that you do outbound, but that you do the DMs?
Okay. Yes. So yeah, do you want me to answer that, or do you want to go? You're fire too. Okay, because you're going to get me on a rant here, right? So basically, obviously, the best way to generate eyeballs, obviously in the nicest way, is content, because people feel like they're coming to you versus you going to them. You're not engaging and you're not shouting at someone in the street. You're just opening your door and saying, do you want to come in? So it works really well to make great content, ICP, storyline, people come in, they're pre-sold, it's much better. However, I also believe that it's good to add fuel into the system. And there was a point where I was just doing 40 outbounds to my ICP and I was getting 5 extra follows a day from people being like, okay, let me click on this outbound. And when I click on this outbound, I'm then gonna go and look at his page. Oh, I like his page, let me follow him. And if you're doing that, you're gaining 5 ICP followers a day. Man, if you convert one of those 5 a day, like we'd all take 30 sales a month, right? Like it's good. So I do outbound, and I think anyone who doesn't do outbound and believes that you can make content without outbound, that's like a tail event. You've got to be absolutely nailing it with content and get pretty lucky with the algorithm to do that. But we've just implemented the most, like, I'm so excited for the next month because the outbound system we're now using is like amazing. So I'm happy to give it away here. So basically what we do is, the only thing with an outbound, I don't want to get rid of this diagram, but basically the only thing with an outbound is there's stages to an outbound, right? And at the end here is a $sign because someone has paid you money. The worst thing people do with outbound is they say straight away, can you spend money with me? And people are like, who the hell are you? I don't want to spend money with you. I don't know who you are, whatever. The only thing you should be thinking about outbound is, how do people get to the next stage? How do people get to the next stage? How do people get to the next stage? So with outbound, all you want to do is get the permission to take them to the next stage. So I send them a video, which is me saying, I've got this amazing system for you. All I'm asking for is the permission to tell you more about the system. And then a certain percentage of people go, yeah, I'm quite interested in that. Let's go to the next stage. And then I send them this long video, which I call the mini VSL. And that is a 2-minute video, which is effectively a pitch, but I'm not pitching for their business. I'm just pitching to get them on a call. So then the next stage goes here. And then I go, okay, I'm just pitching to get you on a call. And this call is then the demo call. And the only purpose of a demo call is to get someone onto a closing call. And the only purpose of a closing call is to get someone like in. And the worst thing people do with outbound is they just try and pretend, they just try and say, would you like to work with me? And someone's like, no. But if you get them from here to here to here, trust builds up and then go that way.
And that,
Keep every stage of it, so it's getting like
So,
the system and the
so like in your offer, when you're building your offer, the biggest thing that you need to think about is what is your unique mechanism. So mine is the trust building ecosystem. Everyone here should be like, what is my unique method of getting someone from A to B? And in here, you're pitching them, what is my unique method? My unique method is the trust building ecosystem. So I go, hey, you're a coach. I've got this amazing system. I'm not gonna try and, I say you can leave your credit card in the other room. I'm not gonna try and sell you anything. All I want is the opportunity that I would love the pleasure to just explain this system to you and how it can add 20K to your business every month. And then someone's like, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. I mean, I'm not buying anything. Why don't I just hear a little bit more? Then the mini VSL takes someone through my results. It builds a bit of like, I make a few jokes in it. I'm like, yeah, I just make a few jokes. It keeps it super casual, but I just build a bit more authority. And then at the end of that, all I ask is that someone says, okay, if this is interesting to you, then maybe I should jump on a call with you and explain to you what this system actually looks like. And then we're in the demo call.
you say it's 2 minutes, I believe.
2 minutes. Oh, sorry, no, it's 90 seconds because you can only send a 90-second video on Instagram.
Oh, is it just a...
Yeah, but it's not, it's scalable. Like it's the same video for everyone. Yeah, pre-recorded. And then this first one, we are currently testing personalized and pre-recorded. But if you're scaling, if you're starting, make every single one personalized.
What, say that again?
If time is not your constraint right now,
Yeah.
then make everyone personalized.
Is it outreach?
Yeah.
Is that message?
Yeah. On this is an Instagram DM. So every morning I wake up and my setter sent me 5 profiles, and the first thing I do in the morning is go, hey Jeremy, I like your coaching profile. Can I have the chance to actually pitch my mechanism to you?
Oh, straight in.
Straight in. And honestly, and sorry, actually the one thing I want to just add to this is make it so easy for someone to say yes. Don't be like, you've got to say, like, don't leave it open. So you've got to just thumbs up. All you got to do is thumbs up.
Do you do anything in here to incentivize people to watch the next ones? And the reason I asked, we've done it on lead gen. So for example, let's say I'm giving away a cultural script.
Yeah.
That's point 1.
Yeah.
You've got to watch the video, and the video. So download the script, but on the next one, I'm going to show you how to use it because a lot of people get this wrong. So then on the next one, the next video.
That's amazing. So yeah, I do that. So this is pure cold. I also then have the exact same system set up, but for lead magnets. And I'm like, I have the exact same. So I'm like, if someone's commented YouTube and they've commented YouTube to get like my script for YouTube videos, then I'm like, okay, this is great, but it actually fits into an entire system. And if you want to see this system, get involved. But I like that as well. That's really good. Cool.
Question. So with the outbound, obviously you're like searching, say your ICPs, coaches, you can go search on
Sure.
coaches. This is obviously something that we need to figure out.
Yeah.
The different avatars that we've got to work with people who are already
Mhm.
in sales and then beginners as well. With beginners, how would you go about doing that? Because they haven't,
It's a great point. So what I do is I do 2 things. I go and nick people from other people's audiences. So for example, for you guys, go on to a competitor, go on to Ben's Instagram and go and message all of Ben's Instagram followers But like, if you find big pages or big, like Club Closer, for example, go and just message all of them, because I don't think it's immoral, because you are only bringing people in who are resonating with you. So that's the first thing that I do is go and find people from my competitors and then go and jump into the Facebook groups. Like, especially like the reason, like I seem to have a disproportionate amount of closers and setters working with me right now. I think the reason we've done so well is because it is easy to find people who have put their hand up to be interested in setting and closing. And there are humongous Facebook groups and humongous Instagram pages, like not your competitors, just Instagram pages of people who have already raised their hand.